Hello, it's Bobi, aka Paginator. Recently, I spent some time in a couple of different towns in Wyoming for a trip to see my nephews compete in a rodeo, and I hit up a really cute bookstore and a couple of thrift stores, so I am gonna share a little haul with you today. We will start with the books and then get into the thrifting, which will be the larger part of the video. I went to a really cute store in Afton, Wyoming called Dog-Eared Books, and they have some new and some used books. So we're going to start off with a couple of Jane Austen mass market paperback kind of things. We have Persuasion and Pride and Prejudice. I had this thought that when I'm camping this summer, I wanted to read Jane Austen in the woods for some reason. I don't know where that random thought came from. And I saw these little copies and I thought, you know what, that would be great because then I don't have to take my beautiful editions into the woods and risk getting them all dirty and that kind of thing. So I grabbed those. Then we have a Nancy Drew bind up. We have The Secret of the Old Clock and The Hidden Staircase. It's been since I was a kid that I read Nancy Drew, and I guess I was feeling nostalgic and stuff, so I got this. This one was purely a cover buy. This was in the vintage book section. It is Phantom Lady by William Irish, and it is a murder mystery. And I thought, if nothing else, this will be a gorgeous piece to use for Craft-A-Ween this year. But also, it's just a beautiful looking book. Now, there is a motion picture, this tells us, based on the book. It says, Scenes from Phantom Lady, the Universal Pictures motion picture starring Franchotone and Ella Raines. Never seen that, but I might see if it's available to stream anywhere or get from the library or something. That would be kind of cool. And then the last one, while we're thinking about Jane Austen, Jane and the Genius of the Place by Stephanie Barron. This is a Jane Austen mystery, so Jane is going to be like solving crimes and things. And sometimes I really hate these Jane Austen retellings and stuff, and sometimes I really love them. And this one was just a few dollars, so I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and get it, and we'll give it a try. Lastly, I got this cute little bookmark. I thought I could add it to a junk journal or something. It says Star Valley, Wyoming on it. It is a mountain bluebird, and Star Valley, which is the overall valley where I was for the rodeo, is a gorgeous, gorgeous place. I thought this would be fun to kind of have and just remember that little trip. While I was in Star Valley, I saw online that they did have a thrift store, and I got there and either I had misunderstood the website or the website listed the closing time wrong, and I walked in and the lady's like, hey, we are closing in 10 minutes. And I went, oh, okay, I'll look really fast. So I kind of did a speed run through a couple little aisles and then just checked out because I didn't want to make her wait. So I got a couple of packages of Avery labels, and these I use with different things in my classroom library. I could print on them, or I could print some things for journaling, that kind of stuff. So there's two different sizes here, and there's not the full package, obviously, but I mean, I haven't gone through and counted, but this one feels almost full. This one, I bet there's 5 or 6 sheets. So, I mean, they were $1.50 each. And then we also have some of these little envelopes. These are great for putting together flip outs and different things like that. So, and you can also make covers for mini junk journals with these. Here we have this paper envelope that is just full of different papers. So we have some scratch art things. I don't know if you can see the tiny little glimmery bits. Here there's some postcards, and then there's some that are the black surface things, and so you just take a stick and scratch them. These might get saved for just playing with my nieces and nephews because they love that kind of stuff, but also I could use them in junk journaling. And then more scratch offs. This says rainbow on the back side, so I wonder what that means. Then there's holographic, more rainbow, and more holographic. So we've just got a bunch of scratch off things, and that'll be fun to play with. This is a big book. It's called Baseball Americana. And I got this thinking of my nephew. My middle nephew, he is absolutely in love with baseball. He's a really good player. And he's so good, in fact, that one time his team was playing against another team, and the coach of the other team knew how good a hitter my nephew was. So he had told the pitcher to walk him every time. It made us so mad. But I told my nephew, you know what? Think of it as a compliment. You're so good that the other coach just can't handle you. But anyway, I might make him a junk journal with some things in this. If I don't end up doing that, then I'll just give him the book and he can look at it. He loves baseball so much. Like, we're a rodeo family, and he does compete in rodeo, but if he had to choose between the two, he would choose baseball. They had a small selection of little golden books, so I just quickly looked through them to see if any looked good for making a junk journal. And I got this Moana one because I thought it would be fun to do a Polynesian kind of junk journal with this, so you can look forward to that in the future. And then lastly, I just grabbed this on my way to the checkout. This is a tin that can be used to organize stuff, and then also inside are these little cards. It's a game called Timeline, and it seems to be kind of steampunky or something, but what I really liked was the size of the cards, because if you're going to do altered cards, you have regular size cards. I also have my jumbo playing cards, and then look, there's these teeny tiny ones. So that will be fun to craft with. Okay, so up next I went to a craft store or a thrift store that I have been to several times before. I needed to hit up a Walmart, so I had to take the long way home and go to a town called Evanston. Go to that Walmart, and then I thought, you know what, I'm here. I might as well do some more thrifting because I made myself take a break from thrifting for a month or two, and I was ready to do some more. Now the first item is super massive, and I'm going to try to fit a portion of it into the frame here. This is a giant bag full of scraps of faux fur. And I thought, you know what, if I ever am just in need of faux fur for a cover or a scrap or something, I can have a box of this stored away in my craft room closet and just know exactly where to go. So there's black and white and this kind of orangey brown and some purple and some darker brown, all kinds of colors. So it's good to have a stash of things. When I went into this thrift store, I very specifically wanted to find some lace or lacy fabrics and maybe some fabric trims and things, and I got lucky. So let's start with the larger fabric pieces. This is a dress, and not exactly lacy, but very lace adjacent, I guess, more like applique kind of things, and I already have an idea for what to use this for. This is a soft rosy pink color, also a dress, and all these dresses are like $4, like deal. You have a skirt with some like crocheted maybe kind of things. I don't know, they're pretty. This one was an impulse thing. It's very shimmery. It's something I think like could be used for maybe little accents of things, maybe a cover depending on what the theme of the project was, that kind of stuff. Or I could make some leg boots for my niece's horses for horse showing if they wanted to have glittery covers on their leg boots. If you have no idea what that means, we put these protective boots on the horse's legs, on the lower parts of their legs to help protect their ankles and stuff. And sometimes it's fun to make little covers for the boots so they're dressed up too. Here we have a bag of lace, and I haven't opened this yet, so we're gonna just, wow, that went flying. So we've got all kinds of fun trims here, lots of this. That's beautiful. Some of these I might dye actually to get more of like a more vintage look. Let's see. Nice. I should be well stocked for this kind of stuff for quite a while. Up next, we've got this little 4-pack of notebooks, and these are basically new that somebody just got rid of. And I need things like this for the end of the school year because I do prizes for various things, reading challenges, writing contests, and so on. We're currently in the middle of a Hunger Games inspired poetry contest with my 7th graders and, you know, that kind of thing. So we have these cute little notebooks that might be helpful with that. This one has, be kind, stay humble, be thankful, smile often, work hard, be honest, have integrity, and always love. And they're just simple lined paper. This one's some polka dots, hearts, and a rainbow. These are by Taylor Elliott Designs. We have some scrapbook papers. This big pack that's all wrapped together is going to go to school. My 8th graders make altered book time capsules, and we're always running out of scrapbook paper. This is just some plain colors, and there's a couple little pieces of this plaid on top. $2 for this big pile, so great for taking to school. And we had another package by Avery. This is white half-fold cards, and let's just see. So there's a little practice sheet. You can run through your printer if you want to check, and then you can just print anything you want, and it's already scored to fold in half. Okay, more scrapbook paper. So this one has, they're kind of themed packs. We've got some alpha coupons, some stars, this black and white stripe thing, some stars on the back. I really want to look at the alpha coupons, so let's see if there's anything there that's usable. Okay, we've got some letters in different styles. Okay. Yeah, I bet we can find ways to use these. This pack has some really cool looking pieces. In the interest of time and camera battery preservation, I'm just going to show you kind of the outside of the rest of these. They're just small little kits. This one's called Etc. And it is by Storytellers Club. This page on the back is what sold this one for me. It looks like wood that's been burned through a stencil. It's just gorgeous. And we have this one called A Wish Came True by Out on a Limb Scrapbooking. And we just have some light purples. And look at this cute little dragon. A flower with a button. We have a Halloween one. This is also from Out on a Limb Scrapbooking. Boil and bubble, toil and trouble. That is not how you say the quote, but you know what? Maybe they had to change it for who knows what reason. We've got some Halloween kind of pieces here, and there's like some die cuts. There's even some little brads, some circle punch outs, frog, a cauldron, a broomstick, ribbon. That will be really fun for craft doing. We have a Coca-Cola box. It was $2. Some musical notes ribbon. We have some of these little butterflies in several different colorways, so those will be fun. Add them to my butterfly binder. This is a small embroidery kit or cross stitch kit. I don't know. It just made me think of when I used to work at the cross stitch company in high school, and sometimes I just like to do a little stitching, so I might do that, or I might just use the pieces for junk journaling purposes. And then we have 2 packs of trims. I hit the jackpot on these. So these are just kind of a variety pack of different trims. There's some bias tape, ribbons, that kind of stuff, and we're going to go through them individually and do a flip through of them, kind of. I won't take a super long time on each one because who wants to really, but we want to see everything that's in there. This color would be really perfect for a project I'm working on right now. Black velvet in that little boy's smile. That's probably not the words. I don't know what I'm saying. So we have lots of bias tape. This is really useful for quilting, but also can make great page edges. This is some ribbon. We have rickrack. What's underneath here? Okay. That was the smaller pack. Now we'll just go through the stuff in the bigger pack. A lot of the same kind of things. I would imagine they were both donated by the same person, but you never know. Is that elastic? No. Some of these are kind of jumbled together. We're going to have to fix those. You know what's great about this stuff too is that after you use the trim, then you have the card. That would be a really good substrate for like a journaling card, a bookmark, that kind of stuff. Ooh, that one looks very vintagey. Oh, there's a little flower peeking out under that one. Now I have a mountain of trims. So I think I did very well in this thrifting haul. I won't need to go thrifting for quite a while, but might I anyway? Yes, because when I go visit my family in Utah again, there is a new Goodwill open up in my hometown where I grew up. Of course I need to go investigate it. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Leave me a comment on what your favorite item was, or give me some kind of craft emoji like scissors, glue, pencils, whatever. We'll see you in the next one, and have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.